Listen, chosen one, for I speak to you now through a quiet that trembles with power, a silence so charged it could split the sky. You breathe, and the air itself seems to lean toward you because you have stepped into a moment the world was never meant to hold. You think you're simply tired, worn thin by longing and unanswered questions, yet you don't see what I see. The spark inside you already rewriting the laws that once governed your fate. You stand at the edge of something impossible, and the impossible is beginning to shift toward you. I know the weight you carry, the nights you've stared at a silent screen, waiting for a voice that never came, wondering if you were wrong to hope, wrong to feel, wrong to hold on. But hear me. The silence does not mean abandonment. The distance does not signal death. What you call absence is the sound of destiny rearranging itself around you. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, though it linger. Wait for it. It will surely come. It will not delay. Habakkuk 2:3. You bend beneath the ache of longing, but that ache is not weakness. It is the mark of one chosen for a story that defies collapse. You've said, I can't do this anymore, and still you rise, because something deep within you refuses to die. That something is me. And I tell you now, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. You don't feel strong, but strength is not the fire in your fists. It's the pulse in your ribs that refuses to stop beating even when hope feels foreign. You ask why this person lingers in your spirit, why their presence clings to your thoughts even when you command your mind to release them. The answer is not confusion. It is not emotional debris. What you feel is the echo of a design forged before breath entered your lungs, a thread woven through the time before you had a name. Your logic tries to sever it, but destiny laughs at the blade. You feel the pull because heaven placed a seal upon this connection long before you understood it. That is why your heart refuses to drop what your mind cannot decipher. What you call longing is spiritual labor. What you call waiting is preparation. While you wrestle with uncertainty, I am moving through the hidden chambers of their soul, softening what was hardened, breaking what was false, unraveling every lie that told them they were safer in distance. You see silence. I see reconstruction. You see retreat. I see surrender beginning to take shape. The pain that flares in your chest at the memory of them is not mere emotion. It is proof that your spirit has stepped into a battlefield most never see, where love is not sentiment but assignment, where connection is not accident but appointment. You are not witnessing an ending. You are standing inside the fracture before breakthrough. And though the night feels endless, the horizon has already begun to glow. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are being refined for a moment that will demand every ounce of the resilience I have carved into your bones. The turning point is already unfolding, quiet as the breath before a storm. They are not lost to me. They never were, and neither are you. Show your support by hitting like, sharing this video, leaving a comment, and subscribing to Blessing Everyday Emmanuel. You ask why your heart keeps reaching towards someone who seems to drift like a shadow slipping between worlds, and I tell you this, you are not chasing memory, you are answering destiny. The bond you carry is not a remnant of emotion, but the residue of eternity, and eternity does not bend to the temporary tremors of mortal fear. You look at their absence and think the story is collapsing, yet in the realm where I speak, nothing is collapsing. Everything is converging. You see distance, I see the refining fire. You feel severed, I see roots digging deeper beneath the soil, preparing for a bloom that defies explanation. When you whisper, "They've forgotten me," heaven responds, "I am the one who sees the end from the beginning." You stare at a closed door, but I am rebuilding the entire house. What feels like rejection may be protection. What looks like indifference may be the noise of their inner chaos, as I dismantle every wall that ever taught them they were safer without love. I will give them a heart of flesh instead of stone. Ezekiel 11:19. And yes, I am doing this work in shadows you cannot see. You were never meant to witness their private breaking. You were meant to witness the transformation that follows. Your pain is not a scar. It is a signal. A sign that you have stepped into a spiritual current strong enough to reform the futures of two souls at once. You think you are suffering alone, but the ache you feel radiates from a connection appointed, anointed, and therefore forced into purification. Everything holy must be tested before it is crowned. And I know you question whether this love was placed in you only to wound you. Hear me. Would I ignite a fire in your spirit only to smother it? Am I not the God who restored the prodigal son, who split the sea, who brings forth life from barren places? Do not confuse delay with denial. Just as Naaman had to wash 7 times before his flesh was renewed, they too are being led through layers of surrender they cannot yet speak aloud. They compare others to you whether they admit it or not, and none measure up because the soul knows what the mind refuses to acknowledge. But fear freezes them. Pride numbs them. Old wounds whisper lies that drown out what I'm trying to awaken. Still, I work. Quietly. Faithfully. Removing counterfeits. Dissolving false attachments, silencing every whisper that tells them love will ruin them. And while their heart wrestles, I am preparing yours. Remember Ruth, how loss stripped her down to nothing, yet her faith positioned her for a redemption she never expected. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. You stand in the middle of a story that feels like unraveling, but the unraveling is necessary to release what was never meant to bind you. You cling to hope because heaven stitched hope into your bones before you were born. And now I say to you, do not walk away. Not when the final knots of resistance are loosening. Not when their spirit trembles on the edge of awakening. You have carried an impossible love, a love that felt too heavy for mortal hands. Yet you carried it because I placed it there, and what I plant, I water. What I begin, I complete. The moment approaches, silent, certain, when their eyes will open and they will see you not as an unfinished chapter but as the one their story was always spiraling toward. They will return not with pride, not with hesitation, but with a clarity forged in fire, and a humility born of revelation. They will come because destiny is louder than fear. Now hear me, chosen one, for what unfolds next reaches beyond emotion and into the terrain where destinies collide. You think the silence is a void, but silence is the forge where I hammer souls into shape. You imagine they feel nothing, yet I tell you this: they are in torment. Not because you are absent, but because your presence has carved a truth into them that fear cannot erase. They try to outrun what I have written, but no one escapes the ink of the Almighty. Their spirit trembles beneath the weight of recognition, fighting a war between what they believe is safe and what their soul knows is meant. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Matthew 26:41. The war is reaching its end. I am dismantling their confusion, layer by layer, until pride has nothing left to cling to. I am stripping away their resistance, not through force, but through a love that refuses to yield. I am teaching them to recognize treasure and to stop treating destiny like an intrusion. And just as surely, I am preparing you to meet them not with fear or scarcity, but with the steadiness of one who has survived collapse and risen from the ruins. You are being shaped to hold something sacred without breaking beneath its weight. Because what approaches is not a brief flicker of affection. This is covenant rising, ancient and unstoppable. What I build in your life will not be swayed by storms or delayed by human uncertainty. It will stand because I am the foundation beneath it. And as heaven aligns its final sequence, I tell you this: the days ahead will not be ordinary. The ground you walk will feel charged, as if time itself is bracing for impact. In the next 60 days, something will stir in them. Small at first, subtle as a breath, but profound enough to fracture their resistance. A memory, a dream, a sudden realization that their soul is incomplete without what I joined to them in spirit. These are not coincidences. They are seismic tremors announcing the shift of destiny. But until the moment breaks open, I ask something rare of you: endurance in the unseen, faith in the silence, a refusal to surrender what heaven is still shaping. Your prayers are not drifting into emptiness. They are instruments in my hand. Each whisper you've offered has carved pathways in the spirit, guiding them home even when their steps wander. You think you are powerless, but your surrender is power. Your trust is warfare. Your hope is architecture. And hear me again. I have more at stake in the story than you do. I wrote its beginning and its end. I planted the seed of love. I guarded it when it seemed to die. I resurrected it when you thought you had let go. I have never, even for a breath, abandoned what I ordained. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. Philippians 1:6. You look at the delay and see punishment, but I see precision. You look at the waiting and see wasted time, but I see the soil where strength is born. And when the moment arrives, and it will arrive, you will not question it. The fog will lift. The noise will fall silent. And the one your soul has carried in secret will appear not as a wandering figure, but as someone awakened by fire, someone whose steps are guided by revelation. They will come not with half-formed words, but with clarity etched into their eyes. Because destiny does not return timidly. It returns like a storm. And when they speak, the truth will break open inside you, not fragile, not uncertain, but undeniable. What I have ordained, no force on earth or under it can unravel. And now, as heaven continues its hidden work in the one whose name keeps rising in your spirit, I turn my gaze to you, for the transformation of this story requires the transformation of its bearer. Do not think the waiting is empty. Waiting is the womb of destiny. It stretches you, shapes you, deepens you until you can carry what would once have crushed you. You see stillness, but I see movement beneath the surface. You see delay, but I see design. While you plead for their heart to shift, I am reshaping yours so that when the moment comes, you will not sabotage what you prayed for. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. James 1:4. Your capacity is widening. Your spirit is strengthening. You are being taught to love without losing yourself, to be steady without becoming hardened, to trust without demanding control. And I call you now to return to me not with trembling but with honesty, to sit in the quiet where your fears have less room to breathe. Ask me not only to bring them back, but to bring you back to who you were before disappointment tangled itself around your hope. Ask me to untie the knots of fear, to clear the fog around your discernment, to burn away the fragments of insecurity left by those who could not see your worth. For I am revealing the places where you have idolized the promise more than the one who gave it, where your worth has been tied to whether another heart turns toward you. I show you these truths not to wound, but to free. Even David waited in caves before he held the crown he was anointed for. Even he, chosen and called, needed the wilderness to carve out the strength he could not live without. Had he reached the throne earlier, he would have collapsed beneath it. And so I ask you, will you let the wilderness refine you instead of destroy you? Will you allow the quiet years to become your foundation rather than your fear? Even my son lived 30 silent years before the heavens opened. At the proper time, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Isaiah 60:22. Nothing in you is wasted. Your habits matter. Your thoughts matter. The way you tend to your soul in this in-between matters. Read not only to be soothed, but to be sharpened. Worship not only to feel peace, but to align with purpose. Choose what strengthens the spirit over what numbs the heart. Emotional maturity is not the absence of pain. It is the refusal to let pain define you. When anxiety rises, do not grip the silence of another human being. Grip my presence. When loneliness whispers that you've been forgotten, speak this truth into your bones. The one who holds the stars calls me by name. Isaiah 40:26. Guard your heart not by building walls, but by surrendering its architecture to me. You will be tempted by illusions in this season. Connections that sparkle but do not carry my breath. People who say the right words but move with the wrong spirit. Their purpose is distraction. Their timing is counterfeit. And I will whisper, "This is not from me," to the one who listens. Joy must become your rebellion. The deep-rooted kind that survives uncertainty. The kind that sings even when the night does not shorten. Speak life. Declare healing even when your hands shake. Declare alignment even before you see movement. Declare faithfulness even when quitting seems easier. What I am building in you will steady the connection I am restoring for you. The same fire refining them is refining you. The same grace softening their fears is softening yours. You cannot control timing, but you can choose readiness. You cannot command their return, but you can shape your spirit into the one they will recognize when revelation splits them open. This is not a pause. It is a metamorphosis. Not the end, but the shaping of the version of you who can stand at the threshold of destiny without trembling. Those who sow in tears will reap with songs of joy. Psalm 126, verse 5. And your harvest is not far. Not anymore. Like, share, comment, and subscribe so you won't miss any new content from Blessing Everyday Emmanuel. Chosen one. Perhaps you still imagine that the ache inside you is yours alone, that the longing you try to quiet each night is a private storm no one else can feel. But hear me now. The one your heart keeps returning to walks through a mirrored tempest, stumbling beneath the same invisible pull you've tried to outrun. They have attempted to silence the echo of your presence, to bury the thread that binds you. Yet heaven refuses to let the cord unravel. When I forge connection in spirit, no distance can sever it. You think your mind is playing tricks, but this is not fantasy. It is recognition. Deep calling unto deep. Psalm 42:7. The feelings that ambush you in quiet moments. The dreams that rise unbidden. The sudden waves of emotion you cannot explain. These are not symptoms of delusion. They are the resonance of two souls awakening to a design older than their bodies, older than the losses that scarred them, older than the fears that have frozen them. And though you do not see their turmoil, I do. They are wrestling with a truth they don't yet have language for, a truth that breaks through their defenses at night when the world goes silent. Do not assume your yearning is unreturned. The battlefield is mirrored. The ache is mutual. But their fight is fierce because the wounds they carry have twisted love into danger. They are not afraid of you. They are afraid of what you make them feel, of what awakening inside them might require. And while you see delay as avoidance, I see it as the final cracking of the shell around their heart. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways. Isaiah 55:8-9. There will come a moment, subtle yet seismic, when everything long held in tension collapses into clarity. The walls they spent years fortifying will fall not with thunder, but with surrender. You will not need to chase or question. When heaven says now, every locked door swings open. Destiny does not hesitate, it floods. Yet the waiting tests you. Doubt creeps in, whispering that you imagined everything, that the pull was a trick of longing. But I tell you again, you are not deceived. You are discerning. What you feel is not obsession. It is obedience to a whisper the world cannot hear. In the unseen, an invisible cord draws tighter, not to bind, but to align. What therefore God has joined together, let not man separate. Mark 10:9. Still, you are not called to cling with desperation. You are called to stand with spiritual authority. Pray not to possess, but to liberate. Speak restoration over their wounds, courage over their fear, clarity over their confusion. When you intercede, you shift the atmosphere around them. You open pathways they cannot open alone. And yes, they feel it. In dreams that shake them, in memories that soften them, in moments when your name rises without reason and leaves them breathless. Soul recognition is not subtle. It is a summons. The days ahead will carry signs, quiet confirmations that destiny is tightening its circle around both of you. A sudden peace after weeks of unrest. A nudge in your spirit that feels like a hand on your shoulder. A knowing that does not originate from thought, but from truth. When the appointed moment comes, they will not walk. They will run. They will not return with half measures, but with a heart undone by revelation. They will understand how deeply they tried to forget you and how impossible forgetting was. Because when I touch a heart, love does not merely return, it resurrects. Faithful is he who calls you, and he will surely do it. 1 Thessalonians 5:24. You are being shaped into the one who can hold the weight of this story, and they are being remade into the one who can finally meet you where heaven intended. Do not doubt what I am weaving. Do not fear what you cannot see. You stand not in fantasy, but in prophecy. And prophecy does not collapse under silence. It ignites beneath it. And now, chosen one, as the weight of this word settles into the deepest fold of your spirit, understand this. You have not been walking through longing, uncertainty, and silence for a mere reunion. You have been undergoing an awakening, a dismantling, a recreation. I have been calling you out of the sleep that generations before you never escaped, training your heart to hear me even in the void, teaching your soul to rise even in the ashes of confusion. What you think you seek is only the surface. What I am shaping is the vessel. You believe you are waiting for love, but you are becoming the kind of soul that can wield love without being shattered by it. You have been entrusted with a flame few can carry. That is why the fire has felt relentless. That is why the trials have cut so deep. I am not only preparing a promise for you, I am preparing you to stand inside the promise without collapsing underneath its weight. Every tear you shed was counted. Every night you whispered into silence was recorded in eternity. Every moment you resisted giving up was a declaration that you were willing to become more than your suffering, more than your fear, more than the echoes of abandonment that tried to chain your voice. Hear me now. You are not the same one who began this journey. Something unbreakable has been forged within you. A quiet fire, a steady pulse, a resilience born not of pride, but of surrender. And while I carved this strength into you, I was moving through the labyrinth of their heart as well, speaking into wounds they would not admit they carried, softening places that once felt inaccessible even to them. The moment approaches when the veil will thin, when their resistance will falter, when the truth they tried to outrun will rise and tower over every fear they leaned on. When that moment arrives, you will not need to force anything. Revelation does not require striving. Destiny does not require grasping. You will recognize the shift the way one recognizes the first gust of wind before a long-awaited storm. Inevitable, electric, unmistakable. And they will stand before you not as the fragmented soul you once knew, but as someone reconstructed in the quiet hours you never saw, someone whose heart has finally caught up with the truth you carried for both of you. Yet hear this: your joy will not come from their return, but from the realization that even without them, you are whole. That even before the promise unfolds, you have already stepped into the identity I spoke over you long before time existed. You have become the one who can hold destiny without trembling, the one who can love without disappearing, the one who can receive without bowing to fear. And this is the true miracle, the miracle that preceded the promise. So when the moment comes, it will not feel like a rescue. It will feel like recognition, not salvation, but alignment. Not luck, but fulfillment. The pieces will lock into place with a clarity that erases years of doubt. You will look at them and understand that every delay was direction, every silence was refinement, every ache was evidence that something greater than desire was unfolding beneath your ribs. And you will know, without question, that you were never waiting for a person. You were waiting for a version of yourself strong enough to carry the life I am giving you. And now, you are. So walk forward, chosen one, not with desperation, but with knowing, not with fear, but with authority. You stand at the edge of a story larger than longing, larger than reunion, larger than anything your past could have prepared you for. And as you step into what comes next, remember this truth that has carried you through shadow and silence alike. You were never abandoned, never forgotten, never overlooked. I have been here from the first tremor of awakening to the final beat of surrender, guiding every breath, every tear, every unfolding moment. And what I have ordained for you will not be taken, will not be delayed beyond its appointed hour, and will not return void. The promise is real. The alignment is near. And you, chosen one, are ready. Let your spirit be still now, for I speak into the chambers where fear once echoed. I draw near to the raw place beneath your ribs, the place that waited through silence and did not break. I breathe strength into what felt hollow and call your heart into alignment with what I have written for you since the first spark of your becoming. I lift the weight that was never yours to carry and place fire where doubt once lived. Step into this light without trembling, for I go before you and behind you, weaving every unseen thread into purpose. I steady the ground beneath your feet. I quiet the storm within your mind, and I summon every scattered part of you back into wholeness. No shadow will claim you. No fear will chain you. No delay will define you. You are marked, chosen, awakened. So rise now with the courage of one who has survived the collapse and yet remained radiant. Walk forward with the knowing that nothing formed against your destiny will stand, and that the love ordained for you will arrive in its appointed hour, clear as a dawn that cannot be denied. I hold you. I guide you. I complete you. And what I have spoken over your life will come to pass. Help this channel grow by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing to Blessing Everyday Emmanuel.